total of 8. Buckley has 1 for a total of 7. Mullins has his average of 23.5 points a game, bettered. Nash at 29.7 is behind his. Duke has the ball to the left side of offensive court. 10 minutes and 8 seconds remaining to play now as we go to these last clutch minutes of this ball game. Championship of the Sugar Bowl here in New Orleans, where it is still snowing. Here's Harrison getting the incoming pass from Ferguson, setting the Blue Devils up with a 4-point lead. Here's a big situation now for the Blue Devils. Harrison into the free throw line, backs away, lobs to Tyson, who faces Deacon. A whistle walking by Tyson gives the ball to Kentucky, and the Wildcats now have a chance to ease within 2 points. It's into Embry. Duke's got the big men with hands up. Up in the front court, it's Mobley to Embry. From 25 feet, he missed it. Nash rebounds outside, lays up a 15-footer, short and to the right, no good, and is taken off by Harrison of Duke. So Kentucky, with a chance to cut the lead in half, failed to do so. Here's Mullins back in front court, picked up by Cron. Keeps a finger pointed at him. Outside it goes to Harrison. 9.5 minutes left, and Duke is leading Kentucky by 66-62 here at New Orleans. Mullins outside, got it from 25 feet. 6th field goal of the half by Mullins. 68-62 in favor of Duke. Randy Embry crosses the timeline. Here's a do-or-die chance for Kentucky now. It's over to Mobley. Looks to the left at Deacon, feeds to the right and into the pivot to Nash. Double-teamed outside Mobley. A 20-footer goes up and short. Mobley rebounds and missed. Deacon taps, no good. Duke's got it. It's on the floor, though, and a jump ball is called. And they didn't tie up one of the big guys this time. They tied up Harrison, who is 6'3". Deacon will jump with him, and Kentucky actually has a half-inch height advantage in this situation. 9:02 to play. Duke 68, Kentucky 62. The jump is on the Kentucky free throw line. Duke has both of the big guys, Buckley and Tyson, in the lineup now. Just now getting ready for the jump. Deacon taps, knocked away and on the floor. It's picked up by Nash. On the right side, he got it. Beautiful play by Nash for his 8th field goal of the half. And Kentucky gets back for the 3rd time this half to within 4 points. 68-64. Here it is for Duke. Buckley has it to the left. Outside Ferguson, 20-foot jumper. It is knocked in on the rim of the basket. They're giving it to Tyson, his 2nd field goal, although the ball was laying on the rim of the basket in the sphere when he tapped it in. Up in the front court, Kentucky down by 6 again. Cron is in the pivot, gets it. Left side, Deacon drives in the baseline on Harrison and shoots. Good! And a foul. The goal counts. Harrison of Duke has drawn his 3rd foul of the game, rather. Deacon's field goal is his 4th of the half. So Kentucky is back within 4 points for the 4th time now this second half. 70-66, and Deacon will get 1 free throw. Deacon has not been on the free throw line in the game. His free throw, short. Nash got it. His shot is blocked and knocked down out of bounds. Cron, though, slams it off the chest of Tyson out of bounds, Kentucky. Beautiful play by Cron. 8:17 to go. Duke leads by 4. Pass to Nash. A 25-foot jump shot, no good. Rebound Mobley of Kentucky. Wildcats get another chance at it. Mobley gives deep to Embry now. High pass to Deacon on the right. The shot, good. Deacon hits again, and Kentucky's within 2 points for the first time this half. 70-68 as the Wildcats have a rally in the making, and Duke has help on the way in Jack Marin. Up in the front court, it goes to the post. Tyson on Deacon. The jump shot is short, and is taken by Cron of Kentucky. He pulls up in the back and flips it over to Nash. Kentucky's got a chance to tie the ball game. As Nash in front court, they take it away from him, and is stolen by Buzzy Harrison of Duke. Up in the front court against Cron. Harrison drives the baseline, knocked away by Embry. He stole the ball back for Kentucky. It's over to Deacon as Embry slipped in on the blind side and knocked it away over to Ted Deacon. Kentucky slows it down now to secure possession. 7 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Duke leads by 2. It's to Mobley in front court. Down the left side to Deacon. He moves out on a one-bounce dribble and gives to Mobley. The middle is clear as Embry sets up his attack. Conley is fouled out. Here it is over to Mobley. Back to Embry. On the right side, Nash. Off a screen. A 20-footer. Got it. 9 field goals by Nash this half. And the game is 70-70 with 7 minutes to go. Duke timeout. Kentucky has made its most spectacular rally of the season. Down by 12, they've battled and battled every step of the way against tremendous height here this afternoon and caught Duke at 70-70 with now 6 minutes 57 seconds remaining to play. We'll get them lined up to see how we go to these last thrilling 6:57 of play after a 10-second pause for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
WINN CBS Radio in Louisville. It's 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. Downtown temperature, 28 degrees.
Welcome home. See here. This is Claude Sullivan back at the Sugar Bowl Classic in New Orleans, where our championship game has dwindled to 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Kentucky and Duke are on even terms at 70-70 after Duke has been caught by Kentucky. Nash has been spectacular with 9 field goals this second half. 10 the first half, 10 points the first half, has put Nash up there now with a total of 28 points. Nash has been just marvelous, something to really behold. 12 field goals for the game now. Duke has the ball at midcourt. They've got the tie-breaking chance. Out of bounds is Denny Ferguson. He has Mullins in backcourt. Harrison, Tyson, and Buckley, the two 6'10 boys, are still in there. Marin checked in. Correct us on that. Here's a drive by Mullins as we go back to play, and the jump shot, no good. Cron got it for Kentucky. Drives up into front court to the right side, flips to Embry over to Mobley. Mobley backs away now to set it up for Kentucky. They've got the tie-breaking chance. Over to Deacon and out to Mobley. Over it goes to Embry down the right. They give Cron a shot. He doesn't want it. Over to Mobley. Hands. Deacon. He's open from 10. Got it. Deacon's 6th field goal of the half, and Kentucky has taken the lead for the first time this half. 72-70 with 6:24 to go. For Duke, they try to catch up now with Ferguson breaking to the top of the slot, giving over on the side to Harrison, who backs away now on Mobley and gives to Mullins against Cron. Mullins held wide to the left side, passes out to Harrison. Harrison moves to the left and gives to Mullins. Cron moves in on him as he cuts back to the left and shuts him off. It's over to Harrison on the left side against Mobley. He moves back to the top of the slot. Deacon stabs, knocks it in the air, but it's snatched off by Ferguson of Duke. Thrown into the pivot. Here's Buckley trying to get in. Comes back with a hook shot, and a foul is called. It is on Deacon of Kentucky. 3rd foul on Deacon. That is the 6th foul of the half against Kentucky. Duke has committed only 3. 2 shots are being awarded to center Jay Buckley. Buckley has a chance to tie the ball game, 72-70 in favor of Kentucky with 5 minutes 55 seconds to go. And before the free throws, Randy Embry wants to change places with Terry Mobley, which puts the Harrodsburg Jr. on the left side rebounding next to Mullins. Buckley has not missed a free throw this second half, and he's up for the tying chances. The first shot, good. 6'10 Jay Buckley, who has not missed a free throw, is on the line for the chance to tie the 72-71 game. Looks in and shoots. No good. Fight for the ball. It's taken by Kentucky as Mullins got it. Cron knocked it away from him, and it's picked up by Deacon. So Kentucky gets the ball with the lead. This is the first time this second half Kentucky has had the ball and the lead. Up in the front court now, Embry sets it up, swings to the left side, looks at Deacon, bounces one over to Cron. Cron playing in relief of Larry Conley, who fouled out at 13:25. It's on the right to Cron, handed off to Embry, breaking through to the baseline right, jumps and passes out to Cron as he's cut off. Tries to get it to Deacon, and it's stolen from him, but it's stolen right back by Embry of Kentucky. Left side, Mobley, 5:20 to go. Kentucky leads Duke by 1 point. They've got Deacon on the left. Mobley looks at him, doesn't risk a pass. Duke tightening up defensively now. It's over to Cron, who's out deep to the right. Here's Embry coming out front now. Cron starts the ball bouncing, still bouncing, gives it over to Mobley now. Kentucky going very deliberately now, wants the good shot and nothing else. Here it is outside to Embry. Timeout, Kentucky. And the clock shows us exactly 5 minutes to play. That timeout was the second one called by Kentucky, the 6th of the game. Which means that Vic Bubas of Duke now goes to these last 5 minutes of play with only 1 timeout available to him. And the score is Kentucky 72, Duke 71 as we play for the championship of the Sugar Bowl tournament here in New Orleans, where we have had quite an unusual break in the weather, starting at 2:45 last night when snow commenced to fall, and it's still snowing hard here at the moment. An accumulation expected to be 3 inches. It's over 2 already and still going good. Although the weatherman says tomorrow's Alabama-Ole Miss football game will be played in temperatures of about 44 degrees. The next action for the Kentucky Wildcats will be in Atlanta. Saturday night, they start the Southeastern Conference season against Georgia Tech. The broadcast, 7:45 Eastern Time. The warning horn sounds to resume play. Kentucky has the ball at midcourt with a 1-point lead. Mobley remains in at a guard along with Embry. Deacon, Cron, and Nash are the big guys. Conley walks all the way out to the playing surface with Nash from the Kentucky bench. Here's Duke coming back. They have Buckley, Marin, Ferguson, Harrison, and Mullins in their lineup. Mobley will put it in play. Flips to backcourt. Randy Embry attacks. Lobs to Nash on the right. Nash shoots to Deacon. Fakes the hook, comes back, lays it in good. Beautiful individual move by Deacon for his 7th field goal, and Kentucky leads by 3 at 4:45. Up in the front court for Duke, it's over to Mullins. Down into the pivot now. It goes to Buckley. Buckley holds it up over his head. Looks for somebody open. Mullins with a 5-second violation, though, by Buckley. He did not shoot, pass, or dribble in 5 seconds, so he'll have to jump with Nash. That brings Bubas off the bench, and he goes down for Hack Tyson, his other 6'10 boy. Nash will be 5 inches shorter than Buckley, and here's Tyson coming into the lineup, replacing Marin. So Duke has its 2 6'10 boys in the lineup again. The jump is on the Duke free throw line. Kentucky leads 74-71. Buckley at 6'10", 5 inches taller, but Nash out-jumped him. Got the ball over to Cron, who holds in backcourt for a moment. Lets Embry come by and then feeds him in front court. 4.5 minutes to go. It's to Deacon on the left side. Out front. It goes to Embry, to Nash. Driving too high on the boards with a shot that's no good, and it's taken over by Duke. Flipping it off on the side is the little guy, Ferguson. Up in front court to Mullins, who hands it back. And Duke down by 3 has a chance to get in close now. Here it is over to Tyson. Tyson weaving against Deacon at the free throw line. Turns his back to the basket. Hands off to Buckley. Now deep it comes to Ferguson, moving to the right side. They give to Buckley on Deacon, who lays it in. Buckley gets his first field goal of the second half as the big 6'10 center backed Deacon at only 6'3.5" in under the basket and cuts the Kentucky lead to 1 point, 74-73. Embry is up in the front court. A high pass on the baseline. Nash got it. Nash didn't give the big man a chance to attack him. That's his 10th field goal of the half. Kentucky is back in front by 3 points. 76-73, 3.5 minutes to go. Mullins of Duke outside on Cron. Feeds to the left to Tyson under the basket. He lays it in good, and he hits the floor as he falls. Tyson's field goal is his 3rd as they're backing Deacon, the shorter of Kentucky's baseline men, back under the basket. It's 76-75 Kentucky. Embry over the center line. As they put the heat to him, he hangs right on and sets it up for Kentucky with 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Down the left side, it's to Deacon. He breaks on Mullins to the baseline, comes out along the baseline to the corner, and passes now to Randy Embry. Embry moves to the right. Still deep, goes into Deacon now with 3 minutes left. He takes the hook from 10, and it's no good. Nash taps, no good. Ferguson of Duke has got the ball. A collision charging by Duke. Ferguson charged into Mobley. First foul of the game on Ferguson. The 4th of the half on Duke. The ball goes to Kentucky. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go. Kentucky 76, Duke 75. It's all on the table right now. Number 1 in the nation and undefeated. Here it is to Cron in backcourt, who hands to Randy Embry. Embry very closely guarded by Ferguson, working down the right side of the court all the way to the corner, goes to the baseline, turns and comes back out. The ball knocked away from him, and a foul is called again on Ferguson of Duke. Very, very begrudgingly, he lifts the hand as Ferguson commits 2 quick fouls here. That is 5 fouls on Duke, which means Embry will get only 1 shot. He has not been to the free throw line. 2 minutes, 41 seconds to go. Embry shot, good. Kentucky 77, Duke 75. The Blue Devils have the chance to tie it up now. Duke wants to check that there is 1 shot coming. That's right. The bonus is not in effect. Duke has Herbster, a substitute, waiting to get in. They've got a chance to tie the game now. Up driving to the free throw line is Harrison. Gives it on the baseline. Buckley drives and hooks. It's good. The 2 6'10 boys now take over under the basket on Kentucky, and they catch the Wildcats at 77-77. Now the Cats have got to score to get the lead back. Up in the front court, Embry moves to the left side, feeds Deacon driving. He fakes, comes back, can't shoot, hands Nash, shoots, no good. Duke's got the ball as it's taken out by Buckley. And the big 6'10 guy goes up on the boards to block the shot and now get the ball, and Duke's got a chance to break it at 2:05. Up in the front court is Harrison. Gives off to Ferguson. Down the middle it goes to Tyson. Breaks on Deacon. The shot's good. And so Duke has thrown the 2 big 6'10 guys at Kentucky, and the Wildcats can't cope with them under the basket. Just too much height. Duke leading 79-77. 1 minute 45 to go. Embry is up in the front court now for the Wildcats. Gives it over to Mobley. Kentucky's got to get 2 to tie now. Mobley moves to the right side. Lobs to Nash along the line. It's batted away by Tyson. Knocked out front and stolen again by Kentucky as Embry comes up with it over to Cron. Cron gives to Mobley out of the right corner. He got it. Mobley gets his first field goal of the second half and ties Duke 79-79. A minute, 23 seconds left. For Duke, here's Harrison coming in front court. The Blue Devils a chance to go ahead. It's over to Ferguson. To Tyson. They got Buckley on the line as he drives. He's double-teamed. Back to Ferguson, handed to Harrison. Knocked in, down on there. They fight for the ball. Kentucky's got it. Deacon to Mobley, and he missed the shot. Mobley mistimed his run at it, and Duke's got it back with a minute, 4 seconds to go. On the left side, Mullins. Duke is trying to get a timeout call, and they do. With 59 seconds to go. Kentucky got the ball away from Duke that time when Deacon stole it down the middle. They got the fast break pass to Mobley, but he mistimed his run at the basket, and on the jump shot, hit the underside of the board with it. And so the ball belongs to Duke, and the Blue Devils have the advantage for the last 59 seconds in that they've got the ball. The timeout by Duke, incidentally, is their last one of the game. That's the 5th timeout they've called. Kentucky notified that it's got 3 timeouts coming, as they've called only 1 timeout in each half. So this is the situation here at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Kentucky down by 12 points, has courageously battled back to tie the contest at 79-79. Now Duke has come back with its 2 big 6'10" men going under to take domination of the boards. And they've got the ball at midcourt with 59 seconds left. Thrilling climax to a fine Sugar Bowl tournament here in New Orleans this 1963 season. The horn is sounding. The officials are whistling to get the players back on the floor. Cron is in a discussion with referee Lou Eisenstein as Kentucky moves out. Mobley, Cron, Deacon, Nash, and Embry will be the 5 Wildcats. Ferguson will be at a guard again with Harrison. Buckley, Tyson, and Mullins are the 3 baseline men for Duke. The 2 6'10" men are in there. Duke has the ball at midcourt. The game is tied, 59 seconds left. Duke has Ferguson out of bounds. Mullins posted at the dividing line. The ball is in play, and the last minute is underway. Mullins lobs in front court to Harrison. Clock running as Harrison moves to the right side. Gives to Ferguson. Down the middle it goes to Buckley. To Tyson. Knocked down by Deacon. Taken over by Cron. Timeout, Kentucky. They did it again. Stole the ball from Duke as Cron knocked her down and Deacon got it. And 47 seconds remain, and the wheel is turned. Kentucky has got the ball with 47 seconds to go in the game, 79-79. Duke no longer can call a timeout. Our chart shows them with the allowable limit of 5. Kentucky still has 2 more to go. And just as soon as Cron got possession of the ball, he called the timeout. Kentucky lost Larry Conley at 13:25 with his 5th personal foul. No Wildcat at the moment has as many as 4 personal fouls. For Duke, Buckley is playing with 4 fouls. Duke has sent a man to the scorer's table to check on timeouts. He's being notified that he has 5. That unless we go to overtime, Duke will not have another timeout. If we do go to overtime, each team is allowed another timeout. But Duke trying to work up a defense now for Kentucky, which has suddenly switched from a defensive problem to an offensive problem. The plans are being laid, and the Wildcat huddle now to our left, off down at the baseline. 79-79, and one of the great comebacks of Kentucky cage history here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Duke is out and ready to go. Mullins, Ferguson, Harrison, Buckley, Tyson. They stay with the 2 big 6'10" men. They've been able to shut off any in-close shooting by Kentucky. The 2 6'10" men have. Mobley will put it in play. He brings both Cron and Embry with him down deep in backcourt, but Duke offers no defense in backcourt. Harrison stands about a yard down into the backcourt with both stockings down around his ankles. Out of bounds, Mobley gives to Embry. The clock is running at 45 seconds now as Embry tom-toms his way up the backcourt. Kentucky trying to win it now. Up in the front court, Embry, closely guarded by Ferguson, moves to the right, back to the left, and gives to Cron. Kentucky setting on it deep now, holding the ball out of play. Here's Cron moving in, moving out, staying away with 28 seconds to go. Trying to get things settled down here. Against the 6'9", 10 Buckley, he moves and gives over to Embry. Kentucky's trying to freeze for that closing shot. Here's Embry moving to the right against Ferguson. Incidentally, Duke is not in the bonus. 15 seconds remaining. The clock running. Kentucky's going to set it up now and go for it. 11 seconds to go as Embry moves to the left. 10 seconds. It's down to Deacon and out to Mobley. Mobley breaks to the left. 7 seconds to go. Mobley is shooting. It's good. It's good. Mobley's hit. What can Duke do? 1 second left. It's all over. It's all over as Kentucky has done it. What a comeback. Kentucky came from behind and has whipped Duke 81-79. What a finish. Kentucky wins the Sugar Bowl, coming from 12 points behind. Vic Bubas shakes hands with Adolph Rupp moving down the floor under the basket where Mobley has just dropped in the Sugar Bowl championship basket. Bubas has Ferguson with him, trying to move him back toward the bench. Frank Harsher, Lexingtonian, moving down to shake hands with Ted Deacon. Cotton Nash being congratulated by what is a very large contingent of Kentucky fans here. Boy, what a comeback this is. Tremendous effort for the Kentucky Wildcats, who were down by 12 points and gave Duke more than they could handle to win their 10th consecutive game without defeat this season as the nation's #1 team. What a comeback, a beauty to see. Well, we'll tell you the individual scoring in just a moment. But fans throughout the states of Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Mississippi, there are more service stations which honor Standard Oil credit cards than those of any other oil company. Now, this is one reason why Standard Oil credit cards are so popular with traveling men. An oil company credit card is of no use to a traveling man unless service stations which will honor that card are conveniently located at frequent intervals everywhere it is necessary for him to travel. If you do much traveling, don't deprive yourself of the convenience of a Standard Oil credit card. Your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer will be glad to give you an application blank which you can fill out and mail in. You'll always be glad you did. Ladies and gentlemen, an historic shot by Terry Mobley with just 2 seconds to go has given Kentucky a record-breaking 5th championship in the Sugar Bowl, and they did it over the Duke Blue Devils. Mobley finished up certainly way off his mark for the season with only 1 point last night and just 9 points tonight. Mobley this afternoon had 3 field goals, 3 free throws for 9 points, but that third field goal was the one that sent Duke down to its 3rd defeat of the season. Conley, which fouled out at 13:25, got 7 points. And over for Duke, they had Jeff Mullins come through with a total of 26 points. He had 11 field goals, 6 of them the second half, 4 free throws the first half, and Mullins got 6 field goals. But when Tommy Cron was put on Mullins defensively, Cron hung the horse collar around Mullins. And Mullins got only 1 field goal, just 2 points in the last 10 minutes of play, as Tommy Cron certainly will earn the plaudits of these Kentucky fans here this afternoon for an outstanding job on Jeff Mullins. He held him off to a field goal in the last 10 minutes. Mullins leads with 26 for Duke. 25 points by big 6'10" Hack Tyson, who came into the game averaging only 9.1, but he got 9 field goals, 5 of them in the first half of play. He got 7 free throws for his 25 points, but he missed 4 of them. The other Duke scoring, Jay Buckley, had 12 points, 5 field goals, 2 out of 3 free throws. 2 points by Brent Kitching at the free throw line in the first half. Denny Ferguson, 2 points with a first half field goal. Jack Marin came through with 8 big points for Duke on 4 field goals. Buzzy Harrison scrapped 4 points through the nets in the first half of play with 2 field goals. Herbster was in but didn't score the first half of play. And that was the scoring for the Duke Blue Devils. For the Kentucky Wildcats, Cotton Nash was magnificent. 13 field goals, and Nash finishes up with 30 points, the top scorer in the ball game, the top scorer in the Sugar Bowl tournament. Nash had 13 field goals for 26 points, and he got 4 more on the free throw line, but Nash missed half of his 8 free throws. The other Kentucky scoring, Randy Embry, who kept Kentucky in the first half with that beautiful shooting from the corner, finished up with 15 points. He had 7 field goals and a free throw. And Ted Deacon, who was sensational this second half with 7 field goals, came out with 18 points as Duke held him to only 2 field goals the first half. Duke held Deacon to just 2 field goals in the early minutes of play, but Deacon came back to finish up with 9 and 18 points. He had 1 free throw and missed it. Mickey Gibson contributed 2 points with a first half field goal. Tommy Cron didn't contribute a single point, but man, did he contribute enthusiasm and coolness. Boy, this guy played like a senior. Cron was great this afternoon, we should say, as a fine defensive effort for the Kentucky Wildcats. Duke was ahead at the turning point of the first half, 27-19. They got as far ahead as 12 points in the late stages of the first half and held a 10-point lead at halftime, 47-37. At the turning point, 10 minutes down and 10 minutes to go of the second half, we had Duke leading Kentucky by 66-62. The cheer you hear now is as Monk Simons, who's head of the basketball committee for the Sugar Bowl crowd here in New Orleans, is awarding individual championship trophies to the players, and Randy Embry is the first of the 12-man Kentucky contingent that will receive it. Kentucky came back to win the ball game to the tune of 81-79. Duke had the ball with 59 seconds to go and called timeout. The ball was stolen when Deacon knocked it down and Cron got it for Kentucky. And the Wildcats with 47 seconds left, Cron just now getting his trophy. Cron got the timeout, and with 47 seconds to go, the Cats set on it for one last shot. Duke probably was reasoning that it's got to be either Nash or Deacon that'll go for this winning shot. Instead, Kentucky put both Deacon and Nash on the right side of the floor, kicked it left side to Mobley, who went in for about a 13-foot jump shot, and Nash is introduced now with a great hand. Nash with 30 points here this afternoon in dealing Kentucky its 5th championship of the Sugar Bowl and their 10th win without a single defeat this season. Ron Kennett is out now as Monk Simons introduces the managers. Harry Lancaster, assistant coach, moving out. And Adolph Rupp is the only one of the party that still has not moved out to get his, emblematic of a Sugar Bowl championship. Incidentally, Duke seemed to want to call a timeout after the shot by Terry Mobley. Maybe they had about 3 seconds to go, but they had no timeout. Let's see if we can get these comments from Adolph Rupp.
As fine a team as we have played this year. A well-coached team, a well-disciplined team, a fine ball club. We got the last shot. And that's, I guess, the shot that counted. But congratulations to you folks, and many of you go on from here the rest of the way. I want to thank the Midwinter Sports Association for inviting the University of Kentucky again to its annual Sugar Bowl Classic, and I hope we may return at a future date. Thank you, Coach.
Those were words from Adolph Rupp congratulating Duke on a splendid ball game, and everything was even to the last shot, which made it 81-79 in favor of Kentucky. The Wildcats are now 10-0 for the season. Duke is now 7-3. And that concludes Kentucky's participation in the 1963 Sugar Bowl Classic. Be sure to listen in again on Saturday night at 7:45 Eastern Time when UFK plays Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Brought to you on the Standard Oil Network by Standard Oil Company and Standard Oil dealers throughout Kentucky. Winter can be brutal to drivers with the threats of rain, snow, ice, and sleet. Nights are pitch black and the snow may be piled high, so accept your responsibility. Change your driving habits to correspond to the need for increased caution. Don't skid yourself. Now, this is Claude Sullivan from Loyola Fieldhouse in New Orleans, Louisiana, wishing you a happy and prosperous new year from your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer. Your final scores again are Auburn 62, Loyola 52, as Auburn, defending champion, takes third place in the 1963 Sugar Bowl Classic. The championship game, Kentucky 81, Duke 79, as Kentucky comes from 12 points behind. And here it is, Cotton Nash is the most valuable player of the Sugar Bowl tournament. Nash, the first half, held at 10 points, came back with 20 points the second half as he guided Kentucky to that sensational come-from-behind 12-point victory. The Wildcats finally able to catch up at 70-70 with 7:07 to go when Nash hit from 25 feet with a jump shot to the side. Deacon put Kentucky on top with a 15-footer. Buckley came back with a free throw, but Deacon came back with a layup, and Kentucky led by 3 points, 74-71. A turnaround jumper by Tyson cut the Kentucky lead to 1 point as we went into the last 4 minutes of play. Nash hit a beautiful layup with just over 3.5 minutes left on a beautiful pass from Embry, and Kentucky was ahead again by 3. Tyson went in for a layup, and an offensive foul by Ferguson gave the ball to Kentucky. As Embry hit a free throw, it was 77-75 with 2 minutes, 41 seconds to go. Buckley hit a driving hook for Duke to tie it up with 2.5 minutes to go. Tyson driving in, banked one in from 10 feet away, and the ball game stood Duke 79, Kentucky 77, with 1 minute and 58 seconds to go. Then the 15-footer by Mobley, which tied the score 79-79. As Mobley got his first field goal of the second half, Duke called timeout to take possession of the ball with 59 seconds left. Cron came up with an interception off Buckley with 47 seconds to go and calmly called Kentucky's third timeout of the game. And then Mobley moved in for what they officially describe as a 7-foot jump shot from the left side of the foul line to win for Kentucky. Duke trying vainly to call timeout as time was running out on them. Duke, trying to call timeout, did not have a timeout. They had used all 5 when they called their 5th timeout with 59 seconds to go. So the final score is Kentucky 81, Duke 79. This broadcast originated by radio station WINN, technical director Mel Scarsdale in Louisville. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
Radio Louisville, WINN, CBS for Kentuckiana.